when I was 10 years old, as long as you have that mouth, you will never starve. And she was not happy when she said it. So, if you can't hear me, I'm sorry for the people at the front, because I'm sure at the back I'm probably loud as it is. I'm here because Ms. Shuford happened to be at an event where I speak every year for the last 11 years. And Sheila actually, and I'm not going to say her last name because my Fuquay will show as soon as I try to say her last name. But Sheila actually had me as the graduation speaker, how many years ago? At New Hanover High School. And I have to say, it really humbled me because it was one of the most special events to be standing witness in front of those graduates who had achieved so much that you had empowered them with the skills and abilities that they had to be able to achieve being ready for, not just going out there and looking for, but being ready for jobs that would empower them to have a life and a skill and an ability to serve and to be a part of this community. The job I have now I'll talk about in a few minutes, but the reason I'm here today is to tell you a little story. And the story starts 11 years ago. 11 years ago, I was 355, almost 60 pounds. I was on lisinopril for my heart. I was on glucophage. I was on 3 different medications. At the time, I was only 43 years old. I know y'all thought I was probably in my 30s, but thank you guys. What? But I was only 42 years old, and I was even having a hard time getting up a flight of stairs without being able to breathe. I couldn't breathe at the time. But at the time, I felt like the most privileged person in the world. In fact, that's generally my state of being. Because I was being able to serve on all sorts of different things in the community. In fact, at the time, I had been serving 8 years as the chair of Parks and Rec for the city. If you remember Gary Shell, he was one of my greatest heroes. We were building the Cross City Trail at the time that was just being envisioned. I was serving on the Wilmington Housing Authority, and it was an incredible time. I was learning, I was growing, it was incredible. And one night we went to Port City Chop House, and one of my mentors, some of you may have remembered him, his name is Wendell Daniels. And I will say his name the rest of my life because he stays right here with me the rest of my life. We went to Port City Chop House to celebrate the ending of the career of one of our commissioners. And Wendell turned as the appetizers were being served, and his wife, Wilma, had just said the prayer. And he turned, and he literally was standing next to me, and all I heard was, thud. And the man hit the floor. And I turned and I looked, and it was one of those moments that I look back on and I understand, but at the time I didn't. But he was gone. In the blink of an eye, the man left us, and he went to his reward. He had a massive heart attack in front of me, literally at this leg. And at the time, again, I didn't understand what was happening. And I remember Macy McCrae, some of you had served with him in schools. Macy went to turning, we were working on him, the ambulance came, everything was happening so fast, right? Wilma, we pulled her aside, we kept keeping her away from him, everything was happening so quickly. And as we took him to the hospital, even the ambulance drivers, they were trying not to tell us what they knew, he was already gone. But what it was for me at the time, not only was it the shock of that event, it was an awakening. It was that moment for me, Wendell's passing was this message that you've got to start paying some attention. And he kept coming back to me over and over and over again through that period. And it wasn't until some leaders in the community asked us to come to a lunch and they said, look, we want you to become a part of the American Heart Association's Cape Fear Heart Walk. And we want to dedicate it in Wendell's memory. We want to turn it into the Wendell Daniels Cape Fear Heart Walk. And we were like, okay, that sounds really nice and whatnot. And at the time, again, I was in denial. I kept hearing these messages, but I was in denial about my own health. And so I got involved in the Heart Walk. And as I was getting involved in the Heart Walk, there were these messages about taking care of yourself and about what you can do for yourself, etc. Again, I didn't want to hear any of it. I didn't want to pay any attention to it. But slowly but surely, some of that messaging started to get to me. And at the end of that that first year, my friend Ashley Miller over here, who's got that camera, she took over as the executive director, and she had this grand idea that they were going to get somebody with a big mouth that they were going to use as an example. And y'all remember that show, Biggest Loser? They were going to get somebody they could use as an example. They would get a trainer, a nutritionist, etc. And they would get that person to lose some weight, do it the right way, and then that person would be a power of example that they could go out and tell people about how to change your life, right? And sure enough, she and Christy Tony came to me and said, we found a trainer at O2 who will give you training for free, will help you with some nutrition. Will you do it? And I said, absolutely not. No, ma'am. Y'all, I had tried so many things for so long to try to change my life that I knew I would fail. But I also didn't think about the fact that some of the things I had been doing, I had done on purpose. See, here's the trick, right? You go out there and you try to do things in such extremities that you set yourself up to fail, and that's exactly what I was doing. So I'd go to the gym and try to raise 300 pounds, and I would fail, right? So then, the gym's not for me. Or I would go and I'd try to stop eating everything that was wrong in my life. Diets don't work. So that's how I was doing it, and that way then I could go back to the cake, chicken, and pastry, and I could go back and enjoy all the things I wanted because I was setting myself up. Well, on Epiphany, and I'm Episcopal, so we celebrate all those weird holidays, right? So on Epiphany, January that year, I got a little message in my head, and I know where it came from, that said, you got one more chance, son. Wake up. And I called the next day and I said, all right, I'll do this. So I started a journey. And I do the rules of 3. Turned out my trainer's daughter had died that year. She died of heart disease, and that's why he wanted to give me this gift of training. Y'all know how much training costs? Yeah. He was giving it to me for free because his daughter had a heart defect, and she ended up dying prematurely because of a heart defect. Her name is Kaylee. I will remember Kaylee the rest of my life. Wendell was the one that opened this door up to me by passing away in front of me. And Wendell, all he ever did was serve other people. He took care of other people, but he didn't necessarily always take care of himself. Power example number 2. The third that came to me at that particular time was opening the door of the Heart Association, because those little messages kept coming. And I lost 100 pounds. But the coolest thing about this was, not only did I lose 100 pounds, I started running. I ended up doing a half marathon and doing all these incredible things. But here's where the story becomes part of the reason that Shamika wanted me to come and talk to you. Was over the last 11 years, it didn't just stay. I didn't stay trim. I didn't stay healthy. Because I was still missing something. Something still wasn't there. 6 years ago, I got the best, I'll be emotional, I'm sorry. I got the best job I've ever had in my life, and that's saying a lot. I got to work with students at UNCW. I got to be the executive director of building the Miracle Field. I have been blessed beyond any imaginable. I can't even believe I get to do what I get to do, right? But there was something missing along the way. 2 things: stress management and real issues with nutrition. Because what I did when I lost the weight was I tried to diet like I ate. Anybody ever done this before? So instead of changing my eating habits, what I did was I ate low-fat versions of what I did unhealthily. Or I just ate less of the unhealthy stuff and I exercised more. Well, sooner or later, what that ended up happening was when I stressed out, where did I go? Food! Because I don't know about y'all, but I'm Southern. When we are happy, we eat. When we are sad, we eat. When we celebrate, we eat. Now, God, thank you that I gave up drinking when I was 22, or I'd somewhere be in rehab right now. So, see what I mean? And God bless him. I love Mr. Casey. He is the most wonderful man in the world. But I don't need to be in front of that chicken pastry or that fried chicken on a regular basis when I'm in a bad mood. Because I can go back with that plate over and over and over again. See what I mean? So what ended up happening was every time I stressed out, I'd go back to it. I didn't learn some of those lessons. I also didn't learn about self-care. Well, I got this job with the county, and I am serving 1,800 public servants, just like you. You are no different than the people that I serve. And the reason I'm saying that is because you care about what you do when you get up in the morning. I went to the School of Education at Chapel Hill. We got in this together because we saw that we could make a difference in the world that we're living in. Is that true? Yes? Yes. And you see it every day. But let me ask you this. Caring has a byproduct. It means that when I leave work, I still carry that with me when I go home. Is that true? So if that's true, then what am I doing to make sure that when I know this is all I can do, that this is what I can provide, how am I making sure that I don't let that consume me and I take care of you? Well, when I have social workers and sheriff and fire, and I have teachers, and I have people that are going out every day who have trauma, vicarious trauma, who have kids, that you know when you send them home at night are not going home in a safe place. When you have kids that you know can do better, that know can do incredible things, but aren't doing it, how do you take care of yourself and be whole? I use this example. You stare at the abyss stares back at you, and how does it not consume you? Well, that's what was happening to me. It was consuming me, and I was letting myself get bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, I ended up in cardiac rehab as a result. After all this time, and boy, was I ashamed because I had all this privilege of having my life changed, and yet I was back in cardiac rehab. But what the blessing of that was, it opened my eyes to stress. How am I managing me? And it's called resilience, right? How do you teach yourself that? How do you give yourself that? And part of that is us. We take care of each other. Do y'all have a ride or die at work? Name it. Do you have somebody on the school grounds that you can go to and say, I need help, and go to each other? Do you have something that's a resource that you can go to and take care of each other? Yes, no? Yes. Well, I learned some of those things, and it changed my life. And that way I can still care and still be whole, and my life is infinitely better. And I'm still a part of the Heart Association because I can go walk with other people that have walked some of this journey. And maybe you don't have a heart disease, maybe you don't have that in your life, but you can support others, and you can keep giving that information to other people as well. Life is this incredibly beautiful thing, and the more we do this for our own wellness, the better off we are to give it to others. And it's incredible how we keep building this bigger and bigger and bigger in the community. I am so fortunate to be able to be in front of you this morning. Whatever I had to offer this morning, I hope it conveyed something for you. I get to give this example on a regular basis to those that I serve, and I hope in some way it will connect you to those things that will then connect you with those that you serve as well. It's my privilege at this point to introduce you to the Executive Director of the Heart Association, who's going to tell you a little bit more about how you can be involved in the walk this year. And I would love for you to be able to connect off with that. My big boys will be up there with Big B and Sandra like we always are every year on stage, and we hope to see you in October at the hall. Thanks for letting me